it's been 30 minutes since we mixed the dough, so now it's time for our stretch and folds. We're going to be doing this every 30 minutes, so we do it 4 times. So as you can see, when the dough is still ragged, but it's had a chance to rest. So I like to get my hand wet, because rather than adding flour, you don't add flour. So I'm going to get my hand wet, and I'm going to reach under, and I'm going to stretch and fold it to the center. And I'm going to turn my bowl, and I'm going to stretch and fold. So you want to get all 4 sides stretched and folded into the center. You'll see already that the dough is looking much smoother than it did at first. So you can do this 4 times. It's okay if you do a few extra. I like to just pull it all into a ball. So I do a few extra little ones. That's okay. You don't want to overwork the dough here. We just want to have it all coming in so it's nice and smooth around the outside edge. And now we're going to cover this up and let that rest for another 30 minutes before we do our next stretch and fold. All right, this is our second stretch and fold, so it was another 30 minutes. Dip your hand in the water, reach underneath, stretch and fold over. This dough is becoming much more elastic as time goes on here. That's your gluten all working in there. So you just get those edges all straight stretched. I usually do just a few extra to get them all nicely coming to the center. And we're going to cover this up. So in another 30 minutes, you're going to do your 3rd stretch and fold. And I won't do another video for that. The 4th one will be after another 30 minutes, so we'll talk again after our 4th stretch and fold. All right, so we're at the end of the 2 hours. This is going to be our last stretch and fold. So you can tell already the dough is just much more elastic than it was earlier on. So you're just going to stretch and fold. You can do your 4 ways, or I just get all my sides in. I want it all nice and smooth on the one side so that when I'm going to let it rise now for 4 to 5 hours, I'll just flip it over so it's nice and smooth in my bowl. Put a little bit of flour on top of this just because otherwise when it does rise, it'll stick to your shower cap. So this is going to sit now for 4 to 5 hours. It's going to bulk rise. It'll come up to the top of my cap by that time. If your hot water bottle is not warm anymore, add some more hot water to that, and you're going to leave this for 4 to 5 hours. I've also heard or read that it's best to do this in a plastic bowl rather than metal. Not quite sure why, so I always do my sourdough in my plastic bowls. So we'll just give this a nice rest now for 4 to 5 hours, and you will see that it has doubled in size.